The coffee machine blinked twice, considered my request, and printed, "Try again with dignity." I stared at it, then pressed the button harder, as if confidence might help. It printed, "Worse." Behind me, she exhaled a quiet laugh, the kind that suggested she had seen this outcome hours ago. "You're arguing with it again," she said. I turned. "It started it." She tilted her head, long ears shifting slightly, listening to something I couldn't hear. "It's learning from you," she added. "That's concerning for both of you." I was about to defend myself when the air in the middle of the room folded inward. Not opened, folded like someone creasing reality for storage. A thin metallic shard slipped through and hovered there, silent and patient. The coffee machine shut off mid-insult. Even it had limits. She didn't move. I had seen her calm through everything. Power outages, strange noises in the walls, my attempt to fix the sink using optimism. But this was different. She stepped forward slowly, each movement measured. The shard expanded, unfolding into a flat surface covered in shifting symbols that refused to stay still long enough to understand. "Is that a bill?" I asked. "Because I'm not paying interdimensional charges." No answer. She raised her hand, paused, then touched it. The symbols froze. Her eyes moved rapidly, reading something far beyond me. Her expression didn't change much, but something underneath it tightened, like a decision being forced into place. The message ended. The metal folded back into nothing. Silence cleared my throat. "So, good news? We won something." She looked at me like she was deciding how much truth I could survive before breakfast. Then she smiled carefully like it might break. "I need to go," she said. "Where?" "Home." I gestured around. "We are home. The coffee machine hates me here. That's consistency." She shook her head slightly. "No, this is where I was hiding." That word didn't feel casual. "Hiding from what?" I asked. She hesitated, then said it plainly. "From a throne." I blinked. "Of course you are. I'm serious, right? And I'm emotionally stable." The coffee machine flickered on just long enough to print, "Unconfirmed." She didn't react. That's when I knew this wasn't a joke. "My people are at war," she continued. "They want me back." I crossed my arms. "And if you say no?" She looked at me, long ears lowering slightly. "Then they come here." I glanced at the coffee machine. "It started this," I said quietly. "I did not." It printed. I sighed. "Okay. Hypothetically, if you go, what happens to me?" She studied me for a moment, then said, "You could stay. And if I don't want to be invaded over breakfast, then you come with me." I looked at the empty space where the letter had been, then back at her. "Do they have better coffee?" She almost laughed. The toaster glared at me. Not literally, of course, but it beeped in a way that made me feel judged. Like it had been keeping a silent diary of my failures for years, and today it had reached its limit. She leaned against the counter, arms crossed, long ears angled slightly back, listening to a frequency I couldn't hear. "You argued with it again," she said. "It's learning from you." "Learning from me?" "It's a toaster, not a philosopher," I said. The toaster made a noise suspiciously like disapproval. She chuckled. "Don't underestimate domestic appliances. They remember everything." I was about to retort when the air in the center of the room folded in on itself, like someone had pressed pause on reality. A metallic shard shimmered into existence, thin and rigid, then hovered silently, ignoring gravity entirely. Even the toaster went quiet. She stepped forward cautiously, the subtle grace in her movement making it clear she wasn't just human. Her long ears flicked attentively to some hidden rhythm, catching signals I couldn't perceive. "That wasn't supposed to happen," I muttered. She ignored me, focusing instead on the shard as it unfolded into a flat surface etched with symbols that shifted and glimmered, impossible to fully comprehend. It floated before her like it had been waiting for her touch. She reached out, hesitated, then placed her fingers against it. The symbols froze. Her eyes moved quickly, taking in information far beyond my ability to process. When she withdrew her hand, the metal contracted and vanished. Silence settled, except for the faint hum of the toaster, which clearly had opinions about what had just transpired. Cleared my throat. So, cosmic junk mail? I asked. She didn't answer immediately. When she finally spoke, her voice was calm but heavy, weighted with something I hadn't seen before. I need to go home. I frowned. Home? We live here. This is home. She shook her head, ears shifting. Not here. I've been hiding. Hiding from responsibilities I can't ignore any longer. I blinked. Responsibilities. She met my gaze, long ears flicking slightly. I am a queen. My people are in turmoil. They sent for me. I tried to process it. So, let me get this straight. You're my roommate, you listen to machines, you argue about toast. And now you're royalty. She didn't answer. She just looked at me, the kind of look that implied choice had already been made. I sighed. Do I get a say in this? Or am I just along for the ride? She smirked faintly. You're coming. I gestured at the toaster. Does it at least make decent coffee on the way? She raised an eyebrow. Statistically unlikely. I groaned. Figures. The council waited. Every single one of them, armored in sharp uniforms that hummed with energy, faces set with impatience and suspicion. She walked forward, steady, long ears brushing against the faint currents of information only she could perceive, her steps precise, unyielding. I followed behind, hands shoved in pockets, reminding myself that the rules of politics did not extend to me, unless they involved sarcasm, in which case I was fully qualified. They abandoned us? A voice called from the far side of the room, echoing like a warning. They left the empire fractured. She paused, not with hesitation but with the deliberate weight of someone who had measured consequences in light years. We did not abandon it, she said evenly. We adapted. I nudged her subtly. Careful. You're starting to sound like a motivational speaker. She shot me a glance, long ears flicking. This is the galaxy we're talking about, she said. Motivation is tactical. The largest of the council members stepped forward, energy coalescing in their gauntlet, ready to strike. We demand allegiance or war, he said. She exhaled slowly. You already have my allegiance, she said. Whether you admit it or not. We rebuild, not destroy. We survive, not conquer. The gauntlet's energy sputtered. The whispers of the walls slowed. One by one, the others lowered their stances, the tension unspooling like a tape that had been wound too tight. I exhaled audibly. Well, that went better than expected. She glanced at me, a faint smile tugging at her lips. Did you expect chaos? Absolutely. And lasers. Definitely more lasers. She considered this. There will be consequences, she said. Consequences with fewer lasers, I said. I'll take it. The council dispersed, murmuring reluctantly, leaving us alone in the chamber, the vast window before us alive with fleets and starlight. She turned, long ears tilting slightly, eyes softer than the command they had held moments ago. This is not your world, she said gently. I stepped closer. Maybe not, but I survived your people, zero gravity, and sentient kitchen appliances. I think I can handle this one. She laughed, quiet and unburdened, and it felt like relief. You've changed, she said. So have you, I said. And we still haven't fixed the coffee. She tilted her head. Statistically improbable, she said, mock seriously. Then I'll just have to keep you company while we fail spectacularly, I replied. She smiled. The weight of the galaxy balanced between us, and for the first time, it felt like home wasn't a place, but a choice. I had stepped from confusion into courage, from observer into partner, and standing there, I realized that surviving chaos didn't make life simpler, but it made it ours. And you know, I added, glancing at the stars, I'd do it all again, just to see you argue with a toaster in zero gravity. Her laughter echoed through the chamber, long ears flicking in amusement, and for the first time, the empire felt like it might actually survive.